Go ahead and get started.
Right,
Go ahead
let's
and get
go,
started
Mr. Wade.
recording. So this is day 3 of the agency mastermind, or scaling your agency. How many of you did your homework? Be truthful, be honest, and we're going to go from there and go over it. If you did it, I want a 1 or hands raised. Either one doesn't matter to me. 1, 1, 1. Good. At least we got some people that did their homework. So I want you to send me via email your homework, which is your timeline cover. I want to see what your timeline covers look like. So we're going to review them live. I'm going to tell you what's great about them, what's wrong about them, first impressions, all that jazz. So get them over to me real quick if you could via email. Okay, because we're going to review them and tell you what I think can be improved and that sort of thing. Okay. Let's see here. Gmail. I already got yours, Jason. Oh, let's see. Oh, Mr. Jeffy Poo. Here you go, buddy. Wants to get into class. Can't found it. Okay. Rough draft. I don't mind it. Rough draft is good. Let me see if I could find. I did one along those lines, Michael. Kind of like that. But I'll show you who I got it off of.
Yeah, and I'm really trying to still decide on my niche down whether I'm going to go after remodelers or optometrists. And it's like an apple and an orange, right? So
yeah, so if you were going to do it, I would still use the green geogrid. Sorry, I have a migraine headache just in case I'm like, y'all think I'm half out of it. I am half out of it. I took a nap earlier trying to get rid of it, took a pill, and it's still like staying around. Like I'm not going nowhere. Let's see. Let me pull up this. So as y'all are getting those over to me, I will take a look at them. But I want to show y'all a couple of things. So the GeoGrid one is a good one, and that's one I like, and I've used it before. And why I tend to like that is because I just know it grabs people's attention. So if I was to do that, and I can't even find the one now, but so what you would do if you wanted to go that route, you'd want to do a cover with Google My Business or Google My Business map with the icon, the map icon, something along those natures, and then, also if you're going to hone in on optometrist or whoever you're going to hone in on, and then have the green geogrid. I actually had one of those before. Let me see if I can get that on my back end under Rank Fortress Academy, and I will show y'all that one as well. But yeah, you suck at it, so you paid someone to do it. That's fine. Fiverr, you can get people all damn day long that will do good stuff, and $5, I mean, you can't beat it. There's some things I would tell you, yes, hire someone on Fiverr to do, that being one of them. But if it's something like, SEO or anything important, I'd tell you, no, just run the other way. Be you in a hurricane or something?
looked like he was grilling food there for a minute.
So this is one that I actually made before, and I'll probably go back to using, since you're actually pushing, I'll give someone the benefit. Y'all could use this one. I'm not going to use it. So here's one I made, Mike, if you're thinking along those lines. Let me share my screen with you. This is one I did and I used for the longest time. It says get more leads, Google Maps, click here. When they click there, it'd take them to my tools so they could download it. I'll add that in the back end of the class so y'all could have it and y'all
Awesome.
could use it. I don't care. I made that little bad boy up in about 5 minutes. Let me let Janet in. Let's see who else has dropped some homework for me. Nobody. I got B. Okay, let me get BB's. Please don't shoot. Oh, you got to be able to show people. So you have a misspelling. That's one thing right off the bat. But I'm going to show you what a lot of people do, and it tends to mess up. And I'll tell you, and I'll show you why. Mainly because it's the only way you're going to learn is by having someone look at it, right? So everything that's near the edge is bad. Don't ever put nothing near the edge. Anything you put near the edge is going to be chopped off of mobile. Your most important things are going to be in this area, just like I showed you in the template that's on the back end, right in here. God is misspelled. That happens all the time. That's why you need two or three people to look at stuff. Your logo's not important. Okay. So that's that one. Let's look at another one. Same thing with your secondary one. Your secondary one, it's too much text. So when you're wanting a call to action, I want it short and sweet. Get my tools, get all my tools. Call now. Scale with us. You know, and there's several different what I call tripwires or call to actions. A lot of people go for, and I was just talking to Jason about this, book a call. Why the fuck are they going to book a call if they don't even know you? So that's the first thing. Let me go through all this. I'm getting a bunch of junk mail right now. Drew, my man. So this is a good one, Drew. This is a good one. So this is Drew's. What I like about Drew's is this bright ass colors. And I'll show you what this would look like on a timeline. So whenever I make these, I want to look at them. I don't want to just make it and be like, oh, it looks great. So I actually want to upload it. And I want to look at it. I'm not going to save it or nothing. I just want to look at them and see what they look like. And I can tell you off the bat if they're going to be too close, is it going to chop it? So this is going to be chopped on a mobile device. This is going to be chopped on a mobile device. This is probably going to be hidden. So whatever is your most important thing, like I could give a shit about your logo. No one cares about you. Okay. Just whenever you're first starting out, one of the things people tendency to do is they want to tell everybody about themselves or brand everything themselves. They don't care. Until you show them you care about them, they're not going to care about you. So what I personally would do, the only changes I would make is I would move this, if this is your call button, the fastest way to grow your branding agency. You know, I understand what you're saying, but it's still not telling me how are you going to help me. I see this up here, SEO, web design, and fulfillment. If that's what you're wanting to do, you know, you would need to go along white label SEO, website design, fulfillment. Click here to get our tool sheet. Something like that. Something that wants them to grab your attention. All right. This right here is confusing to me. Grow your branding. You know, the fastest way to grow your branding agency, I know what it's going to do, but it's going to hide it whenever I go to put it on, let's say, a mobile device. Let's see if I can do it while I'm doing this. See, you see how it does it? It hit it. Your button is hid. This, you know, your main call to action is hidden. Your text is hidden. Okay. So that's the main problem. Your biggest call to action needs to be up here so it doesn't get hidden. You know, in your call to action joint, so you have a couple of issues on this. I like the colors, don't get me wrong, but you got like 3 different call to actions. Okay, are you wanting me to get with you because you're doing website design and fulfillment? Or are you wanting to get with me because you want to build my group? Now, if you're going to go the group route, which is what I do tell people to do once you've got an audience and once you got people coming to you, and you've built up a following, then you can do the group. If you're going to do the group, then I get rid of the website design fulfillment. I get rid of all this stuff and I focus on a group. In other words, for example, if you're going to go after roofers, you know, there are plenty of different things you could do. For instance, you'd say, you know, grow the fastest growing group on Facebook regarding, you know, something about roofing marketing. Learn the best tips on roofing marketing right off your head or whatever. I'd use a couple of things, but if you're going to do the group method, you want to focus on that, not on this stuff, right? And you don't want to have two different call to actions here. Okay. So that's one thing. Now let me go to Jason's. So all this email. Okay. Yep. All right. So let's go to Jason's. Upload a photo. So here's one Jason did, and I really like this one. All right. So on this one that Jason did, you'll see this a lot of times, and I still, for the love of God, can't figure out why people do it. And I'm not saying it's wrong or nothing like that, but you'll see a lot of people that go this route of using Facebook like I did to, you know, to their advantage. They'll put their picture, your pictures here on profile, and then the bigger ones back here. Almost every time I've seen it. And I do the same thing sometimes depending on my covers I'm using. I'm going to show you another cover I used to use. I no longer use, mainly because every time I use it, people find me. The next thing you know, my account goes down. So I don't use it no more. But I like this because he's white label, pay-per-click and SEO. And it's big and bold. And then it says grab all my tools. If I was to click on it, then I know, you know, here's my tool link or whatever. So let's see what it looks like on a mobile device. Once again, your call to action disappears. So this is what I say, when you do these things, you got to look at it. What is it going to look like? So I want it to be popping up in here or popping up in here. You know, I want it to be like bam, where it pops out at you, not just, you know, it disappears. So on that one, it disappears. Let's say I used this one I made and I used to use it. I will never upload this thing. Let me see. Did I send it to you, Jason? Yeah, I sent it to you. Let me go over to my message with you, Jason, and I will pull that one and I will show everybody that one. This one right here. And I don't know if this is the right size or not. So if it's not, bear with me, because I grabbed it off the internet. More than likely it's not, but it might be. Pretty sure it is. You'll see it. Yeah, it's not, because it's blurry. I can already tell. So I have my image up here, my call to action, work with us. All this stuff over here on the edge, I could care less about, mainly because it's going to get chopped. It's going to get chopped. Let's see if this will fit, because this is not the right size. See, and I could tell straight up, it's not going to fit. It's not going to work. So you go based off of this template. This is actually saved from a Facebook image, so it's not going to be the right size. But if you go by the template that I have, you'll see it's going to be the right size. Let's see if anybody else. Nope, just a bunch of garbage emails. So, you know, another one is this one. This is another one I did before. So that one. Then I also did this one. I mean, I've done some really basic, crappy looking ones, and sometimes you look at it and be like, why in the fuck would anybody want to do that one? This one right here is one of the very first ones I ever did. If you ask Jeff, he knows. I mean, I did one other one, and then this was the second one, and this was from like a year ago when I used that one. So that's what I wound up using a lot of. And if you look at them, I'm pretty sure they should have it. Let's see, like this one. If you upload this, unless Facebook changed their algorithm again, go to inspect. What do you know? My big red ass button is right here. And anybody and everybody that knows the damn GeoGrid is going to see this and they'll be like, oh, he does local SEO. And then on, of course, this is optimized. This is Google My Business Secrets. So they're going to know everything I'm about. Now, let's say I'm going to choose the other one. And I'll put all these in the back end so y'all could grab them and y'all can do with them as you want. But then like even this one, it's so simple. It's just big ass button, arrows pointing to the button. Click this thing. I mean, I'm just saying, please click it. You know, another thing you can do instead of using a graphic here, you could even make this a button and say, click me. So like if you click on my profile picture, you're going to see, once again, my call to action over there. So let's see what this one looks like because it's been a while since I've looked at this one. See, and now they're constantly changing the algorithm. So they're trying to get rid of those call to actions and stuff, but it's viewable on desktop. But I'll put those in the back end because that will give you some ideas. And then the next one, another idea, for example, is just this, which is just, hey, I'm a 20-year SEO veteran, click here. Real simple, nothing crazy or nothing. I'm just trying to get what's setting me apart from everybody else. And what am I trying to do? Click. I don't care about anything. So use very simple. Grab all my new tools for free. Click. That's all I want them to do. Click. And when they click, they're going to come to here and click. And then they'll go grab all my tools. You understand? So depending on what I want them at, in this case, I'm sending them to my group. At one point, all I ever did was send them to my tools list. And if you go to my website, you'll see exactly what I mean. So those are some things that you're going to need to work on, and I'll definitely upload these on the back end so you could take a look at them. Let me get rid of yours, Drew, and Jason's. All right. So keep it simple, stupid. KISS, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. You know, don't try to do it crazy. Patrick will be answering that question in regards to send them to the group or an offer. Okay. So why do you want to make an offer, or why do you want to use what I call tripwire? Okay, we're going to go over some things. What is tripwire? You know, it's called, you know, a lot of people call it clickbait or tripwire. So the main thing over this pack week, what I've been having y'all look at is mainly preparation. What do you want? When do you want it? What are you willing to do to get it? What are you willing to give up? And what's your why, right? And y'all been really thinking about that, digging in deep on that. All right, the next one, there's a couple of aspects of things we got to create, and I'm going to go through all of them. This is going to just be a brief so you can understand where we're going next week. Next week is going to be developing, if you will, your tripwire. But you have to have a why, and then after you have your why, you have to have an offer that's going to create insatiable desire, and that's going to take away any hindrances, any roadblocks, so they don't want to work with you. And it's going to take away any hindrances, so they'll work with you no matter what. I mean, if they're after more leads and they're in the roofing industry, or they're in the construction industry, or they're white label, you know, looking for white label SEO, and I'm giving them something for free, it's going to separate, you know, they're very much so going to say, well, let me click on all this guy's tools and let me get all his tools. The sole purpose for that piece of clickbait or that offer is getting their email, building up your email list. How many of y'all right now have an email list of, let's say, 40,000, 10,000? Okay. Until you get to that point, your number one goal is building up your email list. And until you get that email list built up, that's your job. It's not saying, hey, look at me. Hey, I do this. Hey, I do that. It's building up your email list. What I'm doing right now, even with my Facebook group, is I did a black hat tactic to build up my email list. And then once I build up my email list, then I send everybody to my group and some other things I'm doing, right? After you build up your email list, which is via the insatiable desire for your offer, then you create a persona. The other thing you're going to have to think about, which we're going to be talking about next week as well, is going to be creating a persona. The one I like going with, there's several you can go with, but one would be, let's say you're you're a reporter, you interview people, that sort of thing, which I have done that. Y'all have seen me do it. I've interviewed Chris Palmer, Craig Campbell, Ted Kabutis, and a bunch of other of the top SEO people. I did that for a very specific reason because I'm trying to tap into their audience, right? Get their audience onto my channel. I even had Craig Campbell do a shout out for me in regards to my white label SEO and web design. If you saw it, you probably didn't see it, but months ago, probably 5-6 months ago or so, when I first started it, right before I interviewed him, I did a shout out with him where he said he was talking about me and, hey, William's awesome. And then he goes, and if you're looking for white label SEO web design, hit William up, right? So you create a persona. Us versus them is what works best for me. Why don't you like them? Why will you like me? What separates you from every other marketing person? What separates you from every other person that says they specialize, if you will, in home remodeling marketing? The next one, social proof. Social proof being reviews, video testimonials, geogrids from red to green, that sort of thing. Okay. The next one is case studies. I rarely have to use a case study, but I do have them. A case study being, hey, when they started with me, here's where they're at. Here's the actions I took, and here is where they're at now. Mainly, I just go, my case study is, hey, here's a geogrid of where they were at, and here's where they are now. That's my case study, per se. At each one of these stages, so for example, we're going over this. I'm going to give you where you're going to be looking at, thinking about over the weekend and everything, and next week we'll develop it. But at each of the stages, okay, no one knows you. You're trying to get your email list built up. There's several ways of doing it. You can do it through paid ads or organic. I do everything through organic. I don't do any paid ads, never have, never will. Okay. I do know it works as long as you do it correctly. Most people cannot do it correctly. Therefore, it's too damn expensive for most people because they just don't know what they're doing. If you know what you're doing, good for you. But with the organic method, you can generally get a lot more traffic for a lot cheaper. That being said, when I'm trying to get their email list, depending on, in your case, Jason, have you pinpointed down specifically who you're going to go after? Is it still white label SEO? Okay. So it's white label SEO. So here's where
pay-per-click.
And pay-per-click. So here's where a
All
lot of
pay-per-click, yeah.
A lot of people get lost. So what are you going to give these people that you're trying to attract? All right. What are you going to give them? Why are they going to want to work with you instead of just, hey, I do white label SEO?
So I've been thinking about it. I want to do like a book similar to kind of what you did on how to make your pay-per-click campaigns more profitable and effective, basically. Okay. So I think that'll rope in the guys I'm going after.
So here's where a lot of people will wind up getting hung up. So you got a great idea. Ebook, tips, newsletters. Jeff does newsletters. They work wonderful. Tips or newsletters, ebook, a group once you get big enough, but mainly an ebook, free software. Everybody's like, how the hell? Okay, I got to create now you're telling me I got to create software. I got to create a course. I got to create an ebook. And how do I do it? Well, one thing I learned from Russell Brunson over at ClickFunnels, there's this little world called PLR. Who knows what PLR is? Drop a 1. Yep. So there is a website that I use, and you'll see a lot of it out there. But what I don't like is a lot of people go to these PLR sites and they'll just take the freaking image and they offer and they don't change nothing. They don't change anything. And I see it and I'm like, dude, at least put some effort into this. Go to Fiverr, pay someone on Fiverr to make you an ebook cover, whatever. But I'm going to show you what this is. And then we're going to show you why, obviously. So let's say you want to do dieting, weight loss. You want to reach out to gyms. You want to reach out to people for local SEO. You want to reach out to people with pay-per-click. So I go to this place. It's called IDPLR. They got graphics, audios, articles, videos, templates, ebooks, software. If I was to search any of this right here, let's say it is for lead generation, right? And I want to tell these these roofers or these construction companies or remodelers, hey, I do lead generation for remodeling, or I want to try to take any of this Facebook marketing, lead generation on demand, evergreen leads business, lead book generation, all these $1 million copy, LinkedIn traffic generation. I could become a LinkedIn expert, all this shit, right? Excuse my language. And so you have all this email marketing, all these different things that you could literally take this stuff, right? And it gives you software, it gives you ebooks, it gives you, if you click on any of it, generally it will give you a whole list of, okay, let's say Facebook marketing. Generally give you a whole list of different things that comes inside of it. See, topics covered. I even got my copy. Really, I could take this copy, throw it into freaking Jarvis over at Conversion AI, make some really hot copy, and use it for Facebook ads. Use it for my use it for my posts on my personal wall. Use it for group postings. Everything, and even SEO to-do lists, all this crap in here, but it gives you the whole list, right? And it tells you, can you use it for personal use rights? Can you resell it? Yes. Can you convey master rights? All this stuff, right? So now I don't have to do anything, but only thing I would encourage you to do is take this e-cover and go over to Fiverr, pay someone $5 or $10 and have them make you an ebook cover, for your book. Same thing I did here on my book. I mean, really, if you look at my stuff, I paid someone to make my ebook cover and all that. I'm not that I can't do graphics. So this is a graphic someone else created, right? My book here, and they sent me 4 or 5 different variations of it. And now, for instance, if I'm trying to reach a specific target, I could call it roofing marketing, plumbing marketing secrets, whatever you want to call it. Now I have a reason that they're going to give me their email address. That's all I'm after. That's step 1. But the thing is, once they're now in your email address, you can then, if you will, warm them up. This is why we call it tripwire. It's basically something I'm using to get them into my funnel. How many of you know what a funnel is? 1 or 2? Awesome. So what's the first step in a funnel is brand awareness or awareness. They're not even aware that you exist, right? The next one after that is where you begin to warm them up, and now they know that you exist, and they know of the solution. Not even you, but they know of the solution. But now I'm trying to warm them up to my solution, right? Then after I warm them up to my solution, what's the next step we do? So And we go through all those different steps. We're trying to create, if you will, a bond. In this step, you go to Tripwire, they get into your funnel. Then at that, you're trying to introduce them to yourself. You're trying to introduce, and I'll drop that. You're asking Delaney, I'll drop that website, and there's idplr.com. But so first is the Tripwire. They get introduced to your information. They get introduced to your solution. What I've posted today is people don't give a shit about you. They don't. Until you care about them, they don't care about you. And even then, they might not even care about you. But the thing is, the way to get them to care about you is by creating a persona or a bond between you and them. Once you create that bond between you and them, they're going to love you or they're going to hate you. And both are good, right? So first step in our homework going to be for this upcoming weekend is you're going to go into this little website, which I'm going to drop in the back end here. And we're also going to have it in, I'm going to drop it in chat, and then I'm going to drop it into the actual back end of the website. You're going to go through here and I'll show you some more, but you go through here and it could be fitness. Let's say fitness. You know, I want to learn how to lose all this fat, you know, or what's the next big secret or whatever. Healthy habits video upgrade, home-based training. What's the ultimate workout plan? The ultimate workout plan with video upgrade. Top nutrition tips, insider training, kettle boot camp, all this craziness. And you'll see all these video trainings. You want to come in here and you want to become a quote unquote SEO guru or whatever. Go SEO and it's going to type in, it's going to pop up with software, videos, training modules, some of which is going to be old school, some of which is going to be new. You want to pay attention to this date. When was it last uploaded? When did it come out? Because some of it can be old. Artificial intelligence and digital marketing, internet marketing, SEO split testing. Not too bad. It's from 2019, but the whole point is I have offers or I have information I can give people for their emails, right? So that's the main thing. So you're going to need to go through this. Once again, you're going to have to go, who is my customer avatar? So I'm going to put that in the back end tonight, or my tonight, your tomorrow, your morning. And what's going to happen is you're going to have to go through your customer avatar, figure out who's your main customer avatar, what is something that they would want. And I can tell you the number one thing that people have a problem with is leads. I need more leads. I need more roofing leads. I need more personal training leads. I need more optometrist appointments. I need more medical marijuana patients. Whatever it is, it's always leads. And that's what you're supposed to be resolving is leads. Google My Business is about what? Leads, phone calls, website visitors, leads. That's all it's about. If you want to come in here and say, well, I'm going to put, you know, a call to action that's going to say, you know, work with us or book a call now. No one gives a shit. No one's going to book a call with you. You know, they don't want that. You know, most of the time it's get in your email list. And then after getting email list, you start sending them information. They create a bond with you. And they're like, for me, for instance, people like me is like, this dude shares everything. He tells all the secrets of the SEOs and they love the shit out of that because they're like, this dude is exactly what I wanted and no one else is doing because I've created that bond. And then what happens based off of that, now they start introducing me to other people without me ever getting involved. Okay. And that's what you want to happen. Because once people say, for instance, Renee and Lila, man, they're awesome. If you don't know anything about, you know, SEO and web design in Canada, y'all need to go with them. And I got an awesome website with them. The next thing you know, boom, boom, and leads start coming in with word of mouth. Okay. Can you talk about different niches, how to create a lead magnet tripwire for that niche? Okay. Leads. I mean, that's what I'm going to go back to again. People want leads. If I was going to do a construction industry, if you will, or if I was going to do roofing, or if I was going to do plumbing, I would pick an image that conveys something about plumbing. And then I would put on there, get unlimited leads, get my secrets, secrets to unlimited, Havoc leads, secrets to unlimited, doctor appointments, secrets to filling up your calendar, whatever it is, it's secrets to leads, unlimited leads, explode your leads, dominate the Havoc market. I'm not just going to put, I'm not just going to put be number one in the Havoc market. Who gives a shit? Dominate. Use powerful words that make someone goes like, oh shit, he means business. Not just, oh, he's a Havoc or plumber or he's a roofer or whatever. And the tripwire I'm going to choose is going to be based around leads and resolving a problem that they have, which is they need more leads, and not just leads, but qualified leads a lot of times. All right. If I white label SEO GMB, do I market my message specifically to SEO agencies? Yes. And I'm going to show you where to find these people. And I'm going to show you how to find these people. And next week, we'll go over some software. If you're not in the GMB Master Course, we go over some of this stuff, but not all of it. So for instance, and here's why, okay? Let's just say you're in my group. I'm going to use my group. I'd love to have you in here answering questions. I'm not even going to kick you out. I'll let you, as long as I know you're good and you're not in here just saying, hey, PM me or DM me or inbox me and you're actually giving value. I'm cool with it. Go in there and have fun, make tons of fucking money. I'd love it, and I'm going to show you the other place. Like this is specifically for people that are looking for help. This group is specifically, it could be anybody from a freelancer to an agency to a brick and mortar that wants help and they're trying to do it themselves. So this is not going to be an ideal group for necessarily for picking off agencies. But here's why I tell you to do all this stuff, right? We're going to go into my group. And here's what's going to happen. This is the majority of your time is going to be spent doing this. Once you got your timeline done, because y'all got a lot of homework to do this fucking weekend. Okay. You get your timeline uploaded. Then after I get my timeline uploaded, what am I going to do? I'm going to use some freaking emojis and put a one-line sentence like grab all my, roofing tools or roofing marketing secrets or plumbing secrets here. Fingers pointing down, pointing to what? My link. I'm trying to get them to fucking click on that link. That's all I want them to do. Click on the link. You want to know how I find emojis? There's this little thing called Google. I go to, it's called Facebook emojis. And you go to this emojipedia.org. And I could pick an emoji. Let's say I want it to be a rocket because I want to skyrocket their leads. What do you know? I got a rocket right here. I click on rocket. I hit copy. I go over in here. Let's say I edit this picture. I put rockets. Done editing. Done. Now people see that. Then I go over here, do the same thing here. I always use a bit.ly shortener link or bit.ly or cut.ly. Whatever you want to do, and this is how I wind up doing it. Let me sign in here, log in here, show you how to make a link. So let's say, for instance, I wanted people to come to my Rank Fortress link. It's so easy. You just go here, type it in, shorten. It's going to spit out a link like this, and then you copy it. And then you use that. Why I use that? Because it tracks everything. I'm tracking what offer did my leads come from? Where is it coming from? Because I know this is my Facebook cut.ly link, right? And the whole reason I want y'all to concentrate on the timeline cover, optimizing your profile with right here below in your bio. I don't want to see any garbage. I'm not saying it's garbage, but I want to see over here my auntie, my uncle, my sister. I don't want to see all that shit. No one cares. Post photos about your business. Post memes about stuff you do to bring awareness to you and everybody else. facts. You know, if you do not have one, I dropped in the group I believe yesterday, the day before, the Facebook account where you can buy your Facebook accounts to do this stuff with. If you don't want to use your own, I would tell you to, use your own or set up a new one. Right now, once I do that, why is that important? Because when I go into my Facebook groups, if you're an agency, the number one Facebook group I'm going to tell you to go into is Go High Level. If you're looking for agencies, go into Go High Level. And what's going to happen, I'm going to spend about 3 hours a day doing this, and it is a lot of work, but I'm telling you, it will pay off. Is I go in here and I look specifically, I go, which one of these posts have the highest engagement? That's step one. I'm looking for who has the highest engagement. So I'm looking at how many comments are there? How many likes and reactions are there? 5 comments, not good enough. 13, 11, this is much better. And then I literally go in here and I add every one of these people as friends. This is why I did manually until I met Kevin. This one right here is another one. I go in here, hit all, add all of them as friends, add all of them as friends, right? And I do, when I first started out, I did about 20 a day. Then I got to 50 a day. And then I stick around about 50 a day. I don't go over about 50 because I don't want to do too much too fast. And then I also take breaks, right? Why am I going to do that? Okay, who's your target audience? Agencies looking for web design, white label, because most agencies don't do their own SEO. They don't do their own web design. Most of them are always looking for people to do their web design and SEO. So goal number one is I want to build up my friends list. And then after I build up my friends list by doing what I just showed you, now I have my target audience that already is aware of my solution. They're already aware of white label web design, white label SEO. So now the only thing I have to do is start going to my pretty little funnel or my pretty little profile and drop content that they will like. You know, I've dropped pieces of content on my old profiles before that get 200 to 300 comments. Okay. And the reason why I say do it, for example, let's go high level. If I was the comment, I did a post in here. I'm, Michael Lucy, right? And I go in here and I comment, what's the first thing people are naturally going to do? They're going to click on this person's name. And then they're going to see your timeline cover. And they're going to see what you're about, and they're going to go to your profile and say, well, let me look at this dude's profile. And then they're going to see, what are you about? Well, I can't see much of nothing. This guy doesn't have anything on here about anything he does. But if they were to go to your optimized or my optimized profile, oh, snap, this dude does GMB SEO or whatever you're trying to push for free. Oh, he has Google Secrets. What? And they click over there, and then next thing you know, they get your tool or your offer, or in like my case, when I have them, I'm pushing them to rank Fortress. I'm specifically pushing them to get my offers for GMB SEO, right? Let me see if we got some questions here. All right. Is there another website to get free resources on? There's tons of them. You just put PLR free resources. Type in on Google PLR store, PLR. There's tons of them. I actually just pay for that one. That way I get access to everything. Delaney, I work with my electrician nephew in Arizona. Mostly I interact with his wife who does the admin of the business. Is my avatar him or her or both? Your avatar is who you want to work with. So who do you want to work with? And define that. Are they a female? Are they a male? Are they someone in their 20s? Are they somewhere in their 40s or 50s? What's their income level? Have they had a little bit of success? Are they a brand new business? A brand new business won't have as much money, and an established business will have more money. I could tell you, for instance, if it's, let's say, an electrician, I don't see too many female electricians. I would think it's mainly going to be blue collar males, probably in about their 40s or 50s, younger ones about their 30s, mid 30s. And that's what I would go after. If you're going to do pay per click on Facebook, then you can create a split test and make multiple ads and multiple content for males and one for females, and see which ones you get the most reactions and comment, and how much, if you will, tread, or what we call, if you will, the tire meets the road, hits the pavement. Who's creating the most traffic for you? And that's, you got to watch these things. What type of post you're doing that creates the most generation of traffic? Which one creates the most comments? There's very specific ways I do things. Like, you'll see me sometimes, I'll post, for example, do you like cold or hot showers? Comment below. Makes no sense. Why the hell am I talking about taking a cold or hot shower? Well, right after I do that, about an hour later, I drop another one about SEO, because the more comments I got, now Facebook is going to shove my profile picture to them. And so the next piece of content they see is going to be about SEO, or, hey, I started with this guy, his GeoGrid was here, now it's here. It's very specific things and why I do what I do. I created a broad Facebook group for all kinds of people wanting SEO secrets, correct? I did not do one specifically for SEO agencies. You could, and I would personally do one. You can do one broad, or you can do one very specific. I'm doing one very broad because I'm not trying to hone in just on agencies. Not anymore, at least. At one point, yes, but not anymore. I guess I'm worried about creating a Facebook business page. Nope, I don't create a Facebook. I have a Facebook business page. If you go to my Facebook business page, I post very, 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 very little on it, mainly because if you look at most of the people that are out there, they don't post that often to a Facebook page, mainly because you're not going to get as much traffic as your personal page or as a group. You're not going to get as much engagement. I've yet to see anybody that really gets a shit ton of engagement from a business page anymore, unless they're running paid ads. Okay. If you have a personal profile and you don't want to jeopardize it, buy a new one from the link I sent you. If you don't have that link, email me or make a comment in the group and I'll drop the link again for you. But you want to go buy the link, buy the Facebook, profiles. And then as I went through it too, I can also tell you how to warm up, and I'll show you how to set one up next week and how we warm it up. We're going to go, I already bought some for us for next week. I'm going to say, this is how I start. What's phase 1? What's the next phase? What's the next phase? And give you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If I go to roofers and it doesn't work, well, first problem you have, I'm not picking on nobody. First problem you have is you're asking the wrong questions. My mother used to do this to me all the time. I'm worried. Most people worry about things that never come to pass. Number 2, you're talking about the very first thing coming out of here is, I'm worried that I go and do it and it doesn't work. The only reason it's not going to work is you don't want it to work. Because if you follow these steps and these are your people that you want to work with, it will work. But are they the ones you want to work with? If you're already telling me, what if it don't work? I don't know if you really want to work with them. That's a question I have. Do you really want to work with them? Can you then go to Havoc? You can try multiple different people. You could have 4 or 5, 10 different profiles if you want. One for Havoc, one for plumbers, one for electricians, and hit them all. I know a guy right now, he's in Bitcoin, and he has one on marketing to restaurants. He has one on marketing to Havoc. That's another reason why you want to learn this process is you can create multiple channels of income, multiple lead generation areas where if you want to just go after agencies, you could just go after agencies. And then you can also go after, if you will, a broad audience, and then I could go after just plumbers or electricians or whatever. It's up to you. Or I could do one just on how to hire virtual assistants. What's about, stuff like that. That's why I have paid groups as well. So I do multiple groups. Let's see. But if I'm more general like you do, more room for error. It's more room for heartache too. So the reason why I did a generalist approach for me, for example, you set yourself up to become an influencer. An influencer is someone that I can influence the market in regards to local SEO. People know you by name, and then on top of it, you become known as an expert. And we're going to go over that as well, how to become known as an expert in your specific field or whatever. Like me, I don't do national SEO. Delaney's in here. She can tell you, she asked me about something national SEO. I don't do national SEO. I do local SEO. I could do national, but I'm not known for it. I don't want to do it. Okay. My personal profile is shit, so not branded at SEO at all. If I change it, Facebook will ban it. No, that's not why they ban stuff. If I buy aged account, and takes a lot of time, takes to really start warming it up 2 weeks to a month, sometimes 2 months. If it was me, I would use my personal account, and I'd get some aged Facebook accounts, and I would use those as well. I'd set up both of them. Do posts on Facebook daily help with branding? Yes, you'll see me post multiple times a day. Like if you go over here, I did this one today and I'll post sometimes 2 and 3 times. This is from 2 hours ago. I made this up myself. I don't actually, my VAs, because I've had people ask me, I don't let my VAs touch my personal stuff, because I have a very specific, if you will, image or persona I'm trying to portray, and I only trust myself with it. That's just me. Comments there. That one got only 5 comments. This one I posted 14 hours ago as a testimonial. Then I posted this one. Then I posted this one. So 3 posts so far in a day, 4 posts in a day, 5 posts in a day. Then this one. This is 2 posts. This is 2 posts in a day. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 posts in a day. So it all depends. And I post multiple times in a day. You got to understand, I also live in the Philippines. So when I'm posting at night is when y'all are waking up. When I post in the morning, that's when y'all are going to sleep. So I live in a world in which I can do that. Let's see here. I'm just going through everything. Yep. So not branded all. I would delete things that you didn't want, and I just start. I mean, you don't have to delete stuff, but just start posting non-personal stuff about business. Do more posts about your business than personal. And it helps build with personal branding yourself, not just your company. All right. Drop the link, please. What's the link? Which link? Private group or public group? I do everything public. I have private groups, but those are for my paid courses. FYI, paid groups are against Facebook policies. If you didn't know that, Facebook hates that shit, but everybody and their mama does it. So personal profile branded to your niche, from there to the website opt-in, or a page dedicated just to getting opt-ins. That is correct. That's the right flow. You can have multiple personnel profiles. It is against Facebook terms of service, but you can. Everything's against Facebook terms of service, just like Google. So I don't care. Don't know if I want to work with them, just want to save time. So thinking of more of a broad spectrum. And it's another way you could do it, especially with Kevin's tools. If I have 4 or 5 different personas or 4 or 5 different niches, Kevin's tool makes it a lot easier. Just do not use the same images on various profiles, because Facebook can read it. Their AI can read all that shit. It's one of the reasons why that one profile I showed y'all, I will never, ever, ever use it on any images, on any profiles, because every time I've done it, I get banned. Niche down on one lane, correct. You can have multiple lanes, multiple streams of income. Let me go ahead and drop in where you can buy these aged accounts. I'm going to drop it in the group chat so everybody can see it. Right? Posting the stories is a must. I'm not as good as that as I should be, but it's a must. You can post, and I know Kevin and several people sit there and post story after story after story after story after story. Jeff posts story after story a lot of times. If we create a new or aged profile, will our current Facebook friends be automatically see it? No. And you got to get to the point you don't care about your Facebook freaking friends or your family. This is just for business. Social media is a time suck if that's what you're using it for. Social media, in my opinion, sucks, but it's really good if you use it for business. Okay, because you have your groups all in one area, right? Is it fine to use something like Hootsuite to schedule posts? You can't schedule posts with Hootsuite on a personal profile unless they've changed that. The only one I know of is Kevin's tool. Kevin's tool will allow you to post on your personal profile. And I will go over that. Would you delete friends? No, I don't. I don't delete friends that often. Let me put it this way. I've never gotten to 5,000. The time I got close to 5,000, I got my account banned. So I don't concentrate on that anymore per se, but we will go over that some. Change your personal profile. We're going to be optimizing one next week, and I will show you exactly how I do it with an aged account. Okay. And I give you the steps and say, for example, if it's an aged account, step 1, do this, don't do this. I use fake images. I grab images all the time. And that sort of thing. But what you're wanting to do is optimize. You're going to finalize your timeline cover, finalize that, optimize your profile. And then once you do that, next week will be customer avatar more and more and more. Because I'm giving you a sheet this week to go through your customer avatar, and you're going to go through that and really drill down into it. In your customer avatar, we're going to go through things, and this is like, what's your avatar? What's their name? What's their gender? What's their age? Where are they located? Where are their interests? What's their income? What type of car do they drive? Do they have kids or not? Do they have pets? Is it a dog? Is it a cat? I want to know all this information because your content is going to be based around that. Okay. And then once we do that, then the really cool thing is, for example, if I know my customer avatars agencies, you go into Facebook and we Google, not Google, but Facebook. We go into Facebook search bar. And I'm going to show you this. So Kevin knows, not Kevin, but Jason, you know what's getting ready for next week. Once we get our avatar down, we're going to go, for instance, you go to what are some of the top agency platforms, right? If I type in agent, like, let's, in this case, platforms compared to go high level. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to do is I want to find the groups. There are alternatives, if you will, to go high level. And I'll go in here and I'll go, okay, let me join this group. Or in this case, this is giving me, these are all different people, active demand. See if there's a group on active demand and see, okay, active demand. Well, what do you know? There's a page, and I could literally start following this page too if I wanted to, if they're running ads, you know, and see how many reactions they're getting, if they're getting, are they popular or not. They don't look very popular, but they got 4,000 people that like it. Start looking at their ads, doing some transparency. This transparency page, are they running ads? It's currently running ads. Go to their ad library. See what type of ads they're running. They're not running any in my area because I live in the Philippines, of course, but let's go to all or the United States or wherever, and I'm looking for very specific things. But let's say another one I know, for instance, is lead generated. Lead generated is a group I'm in. They only got 500 something members, but if I found out all these members and I could go through them and I friend every one of them, now I got all these agencies that do lead generation, do local SEO on my friends list. And once again, then when I start creating content, great. And then the next thing I do once I create my Facebook group, this is how I went from 500 to about 2,000 is what I used to do. I'd add all these people on my my friends list, and then I'd click invite, and I would invite them to my group. Yeah, click, 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 you know, and invite them to your group. Send invites, right? And now they're going to be invited to my group where once again they're going to see content, all has to do with the stuff that we do and we post, and they're going to see your content all the time, and that's what you want, because then they'll warm up to you and become bonded to you, if you will, via NLP or neurologic, neurolinguistic programming. That's the reason why we're going to do it. So this weekend, I want to see, like, I know Jeff's got it done. Jason, you got to get it done. Mickey, you got to get it done. Everybody's got to get their timeline covered because next week I want to see it. Okay. Yep. B said, I hated Facebook, never used until I was on your group. So this is a 360 turn for him. Correct. I was manually friend requesting everybody. I spent 2 to 3 hours a day doing all this shit manually. Now with Kevin's tools, when we start showing y'all next week, for instance, I'll give you for instance. So here's one I really like about it, right? So, and we're going to show you how to use Kevin's tools as well, but let's say I friended a bunch of people, but I know a lot of them didn't accept my friend request. So I'll go into my settings here with, if you will, friends, the friend connector, and go into settings, and I'll go delete pending requests, and it will open it up and it will start deleting any of my pending requests for me. So I don't have to fucking manually do that shit no more. I was manually doing everything I'm teaching y'all. So I'm giving you the option. You can do it manual or you can do it with the tools. The tools are like $50 a month, man. So, and I know it saves at least 3 hours a day. So I'll let it go through and delete like 50 of them. And then the next day, another 50, and the next day, another 50 until, they're gone. This is all just pending friend requests, because you don't want to get too many pending friend requests, because then Facebook goes, you don't really know these people. You're spamming them. And you don't want them to think that. Okay. Kevin's tools, like we'll be showing you, you could literally go into a group, let's say my group, or go high level and go through each one of these, like this right here. I can go into here and be like, okay, it will show me the reactions to this group. I click on the dots and you see it says Friend Connector Pro, send friend requests to those who've reacted or commented on this post. So while we're trying to find viral posts, is I can go send friend requests to reacted or commented, right? choose the reactions. I want to choose all of them. You know, hit done. You know, the reactions, they don't care. Do I want it male, female? Do I even give a care? And hit run. You know, less than, let's say 50 mutual friends, hit run. And they'll go through here and then we'll just start friending all these people without me having to do anything. But we're going to go through and teach you all that literally next week after we get our timelines updated and taken care of. All right, let me see if there's any more questions. Yeah, and William's in my show every Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday. If you want to know where the tools are at, let me know, and then I'll drop that link in there so y'all can get the tools. But because he's running a special as well, let me see where he's at. Yeah, it's this link right here, and I'll drop it in there so everybody can grab it and take a look at it. But those are the tools. And I do research. I mean, you got to do recon. Once I know who is your agency, then I can go to Google and I can go, what's the top industries in this? What's the top Facebook groups about it? What's some other joint ventures I can do? Who's the number one people that are in this industry? Who should I make contact with? Whose niches and whose audiences do I need to tap into? So Kevin's bundle, he has everything in here. So just take a look at that. Let me know if you have any questions. Kevin is also in the group and I'll tag him, okay? It is not faster, and here's why it's not faster is because you can actually time it and you can tell the system how long do you want it to wait. 30 seconds, 60 seconds, however long you want. If you go after SEO agencies in the USA and sell white label SEO services, you can outsource the work to me. Yep, that's fine by me. I don't care. Same thing with Jason. If you wanted to do that, anybody wants to do it, I don't care. With age Facebook profiles, how long must we wait before we start adding friends? I will go over that next week because I've already bought some, Delana, and I'm going to tell you how long you got to wait to join groups, change your name if you're going to change it, which I don't change names or anything like that. When you're first starting out, 20 a day. And we're going to go over that with warming up an account. Gardening, think of gardening. Think of planting a plant and then gardening, pulling the weeds, watering your plant, letting it grow, letting it blossom, not just, hey, I planted a tomato plant. I go out the next day, I want my damn BLT. Where's the tomatoes at? I don't see no tomatoes and I get pissed off. You know, yep, he recommends about a 3-minute gap. Seems like that'd be faster. No, it's not faster as long as you follow the directions. Thanks, William. Bye, everyone. B, have a good one. All right. Any other questions? Because we're going to be getting off here. I'm already over my time. And I will post this on the back end. I will post the homework, everything. Any questions y'all have, post them in the group. And we'll go from there. Okay. And I appreciate you guys. Let's see. So this weekend, your homework is what? Timeline cover. And then think about your tripwire or your call to action. What are you giving them? Timeline cover, customer avatar. What are you going to give them? Because next week, I'm going to show you where to actually have these made. Where are you going to make your ebook cover at if you're going to use one? How are you going to do that with the PLR? And then we're going to get into, once we get that done on, let's say Monday, then we're going to get into where do I locate them at? How do I find them? And then what's my offer and how do I start commenting and everything? I'm going to show you everything. The way like Conversion AI is, I don't even have to fucking answer anybody no more. Conversion AI, if I go through these groups and someone drops a question, I can go in Conversion AI, put the question in, Conversion AI will give me an answer. I copy the answer, paste it in there. It's not a... Now, what you're going to wind up wanting to do with that sort of thing is you have to almost train a VA that part. When I did it manually by myself. But now with Conversion AI, I can take that and say, go into these 4 groups, spend an hour a day in each of these groups, look for questions, put it in Conversion AI, make it give you an answer. It gives you an answer, copy and paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And if the VA can copy and paste, they can do the lead generation the way we do it. Okay. It's been good, guys. I'll have this uploaded probably my time tomorrow morning, which is going to be lots of y'all's time in the evening. Concentrate on the timeline cover, okay? I got to run. I will talk to you guys soon. Appreciate y'all. Be blessed.